Alright, welcome back everyone. Between the last episode and this one, I put a little bit more detail into the lights, so I just covered them with a glass cover and then surrounded them by a little bit of basalt. And I think it looks pretty nice. I was just kind of tired of just having plain glowstone around. I kind of just wanted to spruce it up a bit. But yeah, last time we built this animal farm down here and this neat elevator. As you can see, there is a lot of cows in there. And as it turns out, this is only 26 cows in here. And the max that it's going to hold is 50. So I might need to lower that threshold a little bit because I don't know if it can fit twice as many cows in this area. But we'll see. This is almost ready for a harvest, and I might manually breed them up and see if I can get it to 50 so then we can, see what the harvest looks like. But if you remember last time, I kind of got my ass kicked. I got killed pretty far away from my base because I have yet to make a single piece of armor this entire playthrough. So I think the first thing that I want to do today is just get some basic armor set up. So I think I want to build nano armor, which is a part of Industrialcraft. And it's basically just good armor that can be charged with power, so you don't have to, worry about durability or repairing or anything. So I think I'm going to make this nano saber, which is just a sword, and then each one of these armor pieces. But for each one of these we need carbon plates, which is made by compressing raw carbon mesh, which is made by 2 of these guys, which is made by 4 coal dust. So I'm going to need a ton of coal for this. Probably going to run through most of the amount that I have stashed. Yeah, I'm probably just going to macerate 3 stacks of coal and hope that that's enough. But I'm also out of iron too, so mining might be something that we need to get done today, but we'll see. So I'm going to start out with macerating this coal, and then, yeah, I'll see you guys when I'm done. Thinking about what I actually want to do today, I think that today I want to focus on getting the basics of Railcraft set up. I unfortunately don't think I'll have time to place any actual rails today. But what I do want to do is get all of the infrastructure set up. So basically just getting, the coke ovens and the blast furnaces set up so that I can start to get some of the materials that I need to make a ton of these tracks. So I think I'm just going to make the area for that today, make some armor, and then I had one other thing. What was I going to do today? Oh yeah, that's it. I'm thinking that I want to have the building that I have my Railcraft stuff in made out of bricks, just because I think that kind of fits in with the whole like rail themed, as if you have like a brick rail station. For some reason that just kind of feels right to me, so I think that's what we're gonna do. Unfortunately, that means going out and collecting a lot of clay. So I'm probably gonna be spending a lot of my day underwater collecting a bunch of clay. But I think it'll be worth it in the end. I want to, kind of diversify the build palette that I have going on, so I think it'll be good in the end. Luckily, clay doesn't seem to be that difficult to find. One thing that would make this a lot easier is if I use the equivalent exchange mod, or the ProjectE mod, which basically allows you to just duplicate items, or I guess more exchange one item for another. So you'll see every item, or most items in the game, have an EMC value associated with them. So the idea is you exchange items of one EMC value, and then you can get items of another. So for instance, like this pumpkin is 144 and this clay is 16. So if I put like 10 clay, I could exchange it for 1 pumpkin, roughly. That math isn't exactly right, but I didn't want to do that in my head. But that's the basic idea of it. I've been kind of avoiding it so far. I think it's a great mod, and it's a lot of fun to use, but it does kind of make a lot of the things that I like about the game like not really needed anymore. Like, so for instance, I just made the rubber tree farm to get a lot of rubber, and I just made the cow and wheat farm to get food. But if you have the equivalent exchange mod and you use it, then you don't really have to do anything. Like, the only farm that you actually really need is just a farm that gives you EMC, and then you can basically just use that to duplicate every item that you need. So there's not really any like incentive to mine or collect building materials or make farms for things, because you can basically just have anything you want at your fingertips once you have that EMC generator. I still will use the mod eventually because it adds a lot of really cool items, but I just don't want to rely on it and let it get in the way of making, you know, cool and creative farms. I want to use it just for, you know, getting the cool items, but not so much, you know, for the convenience aspect of it, I guess, because I kind of like being a little bit inconvenienced by things. That's kind of just like part of the game, is the grind and the collection of materials and stuff, but that's just my opinion on the mod. I know it's probably an unpopular opinion because, I mean, it is a pretty popular mod, and I think it is really cool, but I prefer not to use it as like a crutch, I guess. Alright, the sun is setting behind the tree farm, and that's actually a really cool view. But I think I have enough clay for now. I have a little bit here, and then I have a ton in my bag, so I think that should be enough to build what we're going for today. I don't think I'm going to build the actual train station today. I think I'm just going to build the basement. And the basement is basically just going to house all of the, you know, furnaces and things like that that I need. So I think there should be enough bricks for today, hopefully, but if not, you know, it's not too big of a deal to collect more. Alright, looks like the farm is fully grown, so I'm just going to go ahead and trigger a harvest. Still don't have it hooked up on a timer yet. I don't really know the exact timing of, you know, how long it should wait to ensure that, like, basically everything is grown. But I need to figure that out. I'm thinking maybe just like once every like 45 minutes to an hour maybe. That might be like way too long or way too short. I actually don't know. I've never like sat down and timed how long it takes to grow stuff. But once it's done harvesting, I think I'm going to manually breed up all the cows, see if we can get that number to 50, and then yeah, see it actually work in action. It's my first time actually testing it too, so this might not even like work. My big fear is that it'll just kill every single cow that's in there, and that would be like the worst case scenario, but it shouldn't do that, but I can't promise that it won't, so we'll have to see. I'm a bit nervous for it. Alright, I think I'm just going to breed these cows manually because I think it's a lot faster than using the feeder, and I want to get this cow count to 50. Alright, we got a ton of bricks coming in, which is good, but I think I'm done macerating all the coal. I've made a few of these raw carbon meshes, so hopefully I have enough coal dust to finish this up. 24, I actually think that's just enough. I think I need like 23. So we can compress these into these little carbon plates, and then we should be able to make all this armor. We do need energy crystals for each one, but that's just 1 diamond per thing, so for a full set of armor, only using 4 diamonds isn't really too bad. And then for these we need advanced alloys. So I think I have basically all this, I just need to craft it. Looks like my redstone supplies are running low too. I'm just taking out some to make the energy crystals for my armor, but yeah, a mining trip might be due pretty soon. I don't know if it'll be this time, but maybe next time. Alright, I think we have all the stuff needed to make this armor. So we can make some pants, chest plate, boots, and a helmet. That's actually not right. I think it needs a piece of glass for some reason. And then the sword, I think is made like, I need 1 more energy crystal. That's annoying. Okay. Let's get 1 more diamond. 4 diamond supply. Starting to run a bit thin. Like everything, I feel. But it's easy enough to get more. And there we go. Full nano armor and a nano saber. So let's get this charged up, and then I should be not invincible, but pretty darn tough. And hopefully won't get thrown around by a single skeleton anymore. I'm thinking here might be a good place for the train station. It's going to need to be pretty large. I don't have exact measurements in my head, but it is going to need to be pretty wide and decently long, just because I have plans to have, like, you know, loading and unloading stations and things like that. But I think this area should be big enough, and if not, I should be able to expand it pretty easily, but I think I'm going to build it here. You know, it's pretty close to the base, so if I want to hop on a rail and go somewhere, I don't have to walk too far. That's the main thing I'm excited for, so I'll have a rail going to the tree farm over there, so I don't have to like walk over there. One going to the volcano over there, which would be really nice, because I feel like I'm always running over there for basalt. And then maybe one to the jungle all the way over there, because that's where I go for wood. So it should make my life a lot easier. So I'm pretty excited about this. Just doing a little bit of strip mining here, just to get more iron and redstone. I'm pretty much out of iron, and I'm pretty much out of coal too, and I need both of those for rails. For rails you need a lot of iron, and to make iron you need coal, specifically coal coke, which is a special type of coal that you make in the coke oven. So yeah, I'm going to need a lot more coal and a lot more iron, which is kind of the theme of this entire playthrough, I guess. Those are always the things I seem to be running out of. And I'm also running out of redstone too, so yeah, it was overdue. I think this guy mined right through a cave spider spawner, which really sucks. Yeah, okay. Can I mine this with a laser? No. Okay, at least I can one-shot them with a new sword. Okay, not too bad. I hate cave spiders so much. And looks like we're mining straight through a mine shaft. But I think it's alright now that I have better gear. I'm not too worried about it. Geez, this looks so ominous. The outline of the Enderman in the dark hallway. Not a huge fan of that, if I'm being honest. Dang, he dug me right by a mob spawner too. Let's see what loot we get. I'm actually completely out of food, so I gotta be careful not to get too badly injured. Of course it's skeleton. Let's see. Just keep the spawner. I don't think I'll ever make a skeleton spawner, but... Huh. Okay. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what these boot discs are, but I guess I'll take them. And a saddle's nice, and cocoa beans. I think this is before cocoa beans naturally grow on trees. I could have just made that up though. I'm not sure. Let's see if we can make some room for all these drives. I don't know what these do, but I've never seen them before, so surely they're good. They might be for Redpower computers actually, because I think they're called like fourth drives, and I think that's the language that the Redpower computers use, which is like way more, like it is like classes above Lua in terms of complexity. Like I have no idea even how to program in fourth, and I have like a degree, so I don't know, you know, I don't think I'll ever use it just because I think that's a bit too steep of a learning curve, and I think Computercraft does everything I need, but it's nice to have, I guess, just for the future. Alright, looks like this guy is out of fuel, which is good, because I'm actually kind of getting tired of this. It's not the most exciting way to mine, but it is like you can't really argue that it's not efficient. Oh jeez, that was a bad idea. I mean, just in terms of the amount of fuel it requires to do that, I mean, that's all from one lava bucket. And then you get so many materials, and you don't have to worry about, like, going back and repairing your stuff. There's a crazy amount of spiders over there, jeez. Probably a spawner. And I am not interested, so let's head back, because I am out of food, and do not want to die down here. Alright, mining adventure is over, and I am starving to death and have no food, so that's another problem, but got a ton more redstone, which is nice, and a lot more coal, and that was kind of the main objective of that, so got back up to a full stack of diamond exactly, which is good, and I also have like 3 stacks of iron ore, which will be processed into 6 stacks of iron bars, so can't complain too much. I think that'll last us, you know, a couple days at least, hopefully. But let's put everything in there. Okay, I just ran the farming turtle, and I think I'm actually going to be a little bit selfish and take some of this bread, or take some of this wheat to make some bread. I think the cows are just about ready for harvest, but that sounds like really inhumane, just saying they're ready for harvest like that, but I think they're just about reaching the point to where they'll start, you know, I don't know, giving me steak. Humanely, but you know, I don't know. We still need to cram about 10 more cows in here before this gets set off. I'm gonna see if I can just do this manually. Hopefully speed up the process a little bit. In theory, that should be enough, assuming I didn't feed any of the same cows twice, and they can all breed with each other. Let's see if this will activate. Alright, as soon as I change this value, I think it should activate. I think I might change this from 50 to 40, and we'll see what happens. So as soon as I start this up, they should start dying. Okay. Well, that didn't work. Okay, it looks like the deployer is actually trying to place the lava. It's just not getting placed over there. I'm assuming the cow's hitboxes are just getting in the way, so it's not allowing it to place there. So I think I might need to figure something out. Maybe I could have it like place lava somewhere open and have it flow into that space. But I'm definitely not going to be able to get any work done with all these cows here, so unfortunately I think for the first run I'm just going to have to do this manually. But this is the basic idea, is you have the lava there, and then, sounds kind of crazy. And then, once they get down to like a more manageable number, and it looks like I won't run into too much danger of all of them dying just because they kind of push themselves away. But it also kind of works out because they push themselves into the lava, so sorry guys. It's not a very, not a good way to go, but, oh, the babies too. Eugh. Yeah, do not tell Pete about this, because this is definitely violating a lot of laws. But I think we should have steak now, though. Oh yeah, worth it. Oh yeah, I forgot we were actually supposed to do something today. Okay, so I have some dimensions that I think I want the train station to be. I'm just going to lay them out here because what I'm going to do today should be like the basement area, basically just where all the furnaces go. And I want to make sure this area is actually big enough before I start, you know, building the basement, and then it'd be kind of awkward if the entirety of the basement, like, was built and I can't fit the structure on top of it, so there's just like a random underground bunker. But, yeah, I'm going to mark out the area that I need, and hopefully it'll fit in here. Alright, this is the basic area, or I guess just an outline of the area that I'm going to need. I think this works. I think I could have like an entranceway go up here and then go in here. I do want the entrance to be on this side. On this side I'm planning to do more of like the technical stuff, the boarding stuff. But on this side I want this to be like the passenger side, just so I can, you know, have easier access from my base. So I think this works. I might just put like the actual outline of the building down first, just so I can get a better idea. But I think this works. Alright, so this is going to be the basic layout of the train station. It's pretty big compared to, you know, my home base, but I need to dig out a basement underneath this, and one thing that I want to make sure of is I want to give this ample space below in case I need to do any wiring. Actually, I know I need to do wiring under the ground, so I'll probably have like, I don't know, like 5 or 7 blocks between the ceiling of the basement and the floor of the station, just to make sure I have like plenty of room to do everything I need. So yeah, let's dig down. I think I want the entrance is gonna be here to the building. Maybe I could have the entrance to the basement be right next to it or something. I might actually map out where I want the entrance to the building to go first. I think I'm gonna do that with stone slabs because I think that complements bricks nicely, and it kind of is like a nice old school feel to it. Okay, I think I'm liking how this looks as an entry into the actual station itself. In terms of the basement entry, it's a little bit more tricky. I'm kind of tempted to just like, actually no, I'll probably have wires running through the center actually. I don't want to do that. Maybe I could just have it on this side and just dig down like this. I think that could maybe work. Let me see how I could frame this to make it look a little bit nicer. Something like this. Yeah, maybe I can make this work. This staircase actually goes right next to this open area down here. I originally wanted to have like an overlook of this area just because I think it looks kind of cool, but then I got an idea for something else, and I don't really know how well that would work out with my plans, so I think I'll probably have like stairs going down here eventually. I'm not really sure what I'll do with this area yet, but it's a nice, like, mining out all the marble just opened it up really nice, and it looks pretty cool, so I don't know. We'll figure that out. I really like the look of these stone slabs here. The issue is this is probably going to have to be a pretty long staircase, just because I want this to be pretty considerably under this one, and I also want it to be a pretty tall room. So I don't know. I don't know if I should make it bend a little bit, because having just a straight staircase might get kinda boring, but we'll see. It also, I mean, I don't know. Having like a nice stone slab long staircase is pretty nice, I guess. I don't know. Okay, I think this depth should be good enough. As you can see, there's a pretty big gap there to the sky, so I think we'll probably make the room this high at its tallest parts. And then that still leaves plenty of space to have, you know, wiring and pipes and stuff underneath the floor. Dude. Alright, I have a plan in my head of what I want this to look like, but I haven't actually built it out yet. But what I envision here is, basically there's two types of furnaces that you need for Railcraft. One is a coke oven, and one is a blast furnace. And so the coke ovens take a 3x3 area, and the blast furnaces take, I think, like a 3x4 area. They're like 3D blocks, so I guess it's like a 3x3x3 area for the blast, or the coke ovens. So I think the idea is I'll have two blast furnaces, one here, and then I'll go this way, and along the walls on the sides there, I'll have 3 coke ovens here, 3 coke ovens here, and then on the back wall have 2 more blast furnaces. So in total, I think I'll have 4 blast furnaces and 6 coke ovens, and I hope that's a good ratio, because I know coke ovens take, and blast furnaces too, take forever to process items, so I might make it like 1 more coke oven on each side. We'll just see kind of how big it looks if I do that, but yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm making the floors out of slabs too. 1, because I think it looks good, and 2, because it should be spawn-proof, so I shouldn't have any monsters spawning in here even if I have low light levels, which is good. But I just ran out of stone, so I'm going to need to get some more. This room's getting pretty big. I'm pretty happy with it. Alright, cooked up a ton more stone in the super smelter here, so this should be enough for the entire project. Not just, you know, the basement area, but also the above ground area too, hopefully. Alright, I think I'm going to err on the side of caution and make 4 coke ovens per side, just so, you know, don't ever have to worry about making enough coal coke. And also another thing about coal coke is it's a very efficient fuel source for turtles. So I think I'm going to use that instead of coal. I think it's like 1 piece of coal coke is like 3 times as efficient as a normal piece of coal, which is pretty good, because usually, you know, 1 piece of coal isn't always enough to like do everything. So if I can use coal coke, I'll, number 1, burn through less coal, and number 2, have to, you know, 1 piece of fuel will go a longer way, so it'll have to refuel a little bit less frequently, and whenever it does refuel, it can only request 1 piece of coal coke instead of having to like request and wait for like 3 pieces of coal to come through. Alright, unfortunately I'm about to run out of bricks, but hopefully you can kind of see the basic shape of this. I will need to collect more just to finish this area out. I kind of want to put a little bit more curve at the top just so it's less flat. Maybe I can like extend this out 1 more and extend that out 1 more, but I'll have to do a little bit of experimenting, but right now I just need to get more clay so that I can make more bricks. Alright, so I got all 8 of the coke ovens in. It took a little while to collect all the materials just because it requires a lot of sand to make these. But now I need to make the blast furnaces. I need to make 4 of them, and for each one of these bricks, it basically just requires a bunch of nether items. So it looks like I'm going to need to take a pretty long expedition into the nether and get some nether brick, soul sand, and magma cream. The good thing about nether brick is I think you can actually make this with netherrack, yeah. So I don't have to find a stronghold or anything, or whatever they're called, nether fortress or anything. And then soul sand should be kind of everywhere, and then magma cream might give me a bit of trouble, but you only need 1 for 4 of these blocks, so I shouldn't need too many. Yeah, I just did the math, and it looks like I'll just need just over 2 stacks of these. I'll need 136 of these blocks, so just a little over 32 magma cream, and I should be good to go. Just gotta make sure to charge up all my gear before I go. It would be really bad if I ran out of jetpack juice in the nether. Alright, here we are. Oh, please do not blow up my portal. That'd be really bad. I'm not seeing a ton of soul sand right away. I really hope that it spawns naturally like I think it does. I know it does in the modern versions, but I honestly haven't been the old nether in a really long time, so I'm not really sure. My jetpack is kind of annoying. I think it like has less power the higher up you go. I think I'm pretty high in the nether right now. I'm seeing a lot of gravel, but no soul sand. Okay, here we go. Here's some soul sand. It's not too hard to find, actually. And mine's instantly, so that's pretty nice. Or almost instantly, I guess. So I'm just going to collect a whole bunch of this stuff. Probably like, I think, what's the math on that? I think there's 1 soul sand to 1 block, so I'll probably just get like 3 or 4 stacks of this just to be safe. But I should only need just over 2. But I don't really trust my math skills that much, so I'm just going to get a bunch. Alright, there we go. In no time at all, I got a bit over 4 stacks of soul sand. So now I just need to go and maybe find another fortress if it's not too far. But if not that, then, you know, I can just get a bunch of netherrack. I'm hoping I can find my way back to my portal. I'm trying to travel in a straight line, but I didn't write down the coordinates or anything, so hopefully, I don't stray too far off this path and get lost, because that would be kind of bad. I gotta really watch my jetpack fuel too. If I run out of that, I'm kind of screwed. Okay, hello Nether Fortress. Blaze spawner, it's nice. I don't think I need any blaze powder now. I guess I could get some for the magma cream, but I don't have any slime balls either, so not really a point to it. I'll probably just need to hunt down some magma cubes in here, but I haven't seen any, so I don't know if they're rare or something. Nice, the mining drill works on this. This isn't going to take any time at all. Alright, check this out. Easy peasy. Alright, and I think I'm just about at 4 stacks here. This is basically all I did, is just walk forward and mine as I went. Yep, that's over 4 stacks. Should be more than what I need. All I really need now is magma cubes, but, you know, like I said, I haven't really seen any, so hopefully I can find some. I'm going to need to kill quite a few, I think. Looks like my jetpack is about to run out of fuel. I got lost for a little bit, but I found the portal again. And I did not see a single magma cube the entire time I was here. I think they're in this version. Yeah, because I can look up a lava slime spawner. I guess that's what they're called in this version, but I haven't seen a single one, so I don't know. I guess they're pretty rare. I could just craft the magma cream with slime balls, but I don't have a slime farm or anything like that, or have a good way to find slimes, so I don't know. It's going to be kind of tough. I might just kind of hold off on building those for a minute. I don't know. Maybe I'll charge up my jetpack and make one more sweep through here, but I don't know. It's not looking good for the blast furnaces today. Alright, great news. I had a bunch of footage recorded, and then whenever I checked my folder with all the videos in it, they all just were a plain white screen. So now I just have to do a little bit of catch-up to, I guess, show you everything that I did that you're not going to be able to see. So I did not find any magma cubes in the nether, and I did like 2 full run-throughs, like fully charged jetpacks, and I could not find a single magma cube. So I went ahead and I folded, and I made this transmutation tablet, which basically just allows me to convert one item to another. So you'll see this EMC, or this iron has an EMC of 256. The slime ball has 24, so I can, you know, put an iron in there, get EMC, and then convert it into slime balls. So I did that for the slime balls just because, you know, I know earlier I was talking about how, like, it's a little bit cheaty, and to be fair, it kind of is a little bit, but I really do not want to set up a slime farm just to make, like, 4 furnaces. I might eventually make a slime farm, but It's a pretty big time commitment, and yeah, I think I'm just not quite ready to build it. But yep, I made this to get the slime balls, and then I used all my blaze rods to make the blast furnaces down here. And I got all 4 of them down except for a little bit on this back one. I need a little bit more bricks for this, but for that I need more blaze rods. But I can just go back to the nether anytime. But the area down here is finished, basically, except for that one furnace. So I have 8 coke ovens, which are currently cooking up coal into coal coke. So yeah, this coal coke can be used in these blast furnaces with iron to make steel, which is required for a lot of the Railcraft recipes. And also the coal coke in here can be used to power turtles, and it's actually a really good fuel. It's like 3 times better, I think, if not more, than normal coal. So I'll probably make a bunch of coal coke, maybe automate this process just so I can get a bunch of fuel for my turtles, and they won't have to refuel as often. Yeah, I think I also made one small change to the cow farm. Let me show you. Oh, also, all my chests are like piss yellow now because I upgraded them to gold. And for some reason, the gold color is like really ugly, so not a huge fan of that. We'll probably need to upgrade them to diamond at some point. And I also got dogs. I don't think I showed that. But whenever I was out collecting some clay for the bricks, I ran into a pack of wolves and tamed 2 of them up. So, yeah, now I have 2 dogs. If you have any name suggestions, please leave them in the comments. Because I'm not very good with names, so I don't really know what to name them. Alright, let's head down to the cow farm, and you'll see I just recently, did a harvest and killed them, but basically I just moved the signs over to this side and then placed a solid block there. So now the lava works as expected. It'll just place the lava block there, and it will flow down and kill whatever cows there are in the pen, until it reaches 25, and then once there are only 25 cows in there, it'll pick the lava back up, and we'll stop killing them. But I have a decent amount of steak in here now, and a bunch of leather too, so don't have to worry about food, and also I can probably start making like books after I make a sugarcane farm, I guess, but I can start making books and then finally have an enchanter, or an enchantment table, which will be nice. But yeah, that's pretty much all you missed. I kind of wish you could have seen like the progress as it went, but not really too much. Just a small change to the farm and then just finishing up the basement area. But I think that's probably going to have to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed watching. Please leave any suggestions or ideas in the comments below, and hope to see you next time.